Hello and welcome to I Want to Grow, and I Want to Grow is all about that, right? It's about our growth, and we all want to grow. Today is a special occasion. Today we celebrate 90 years of the British Council, and today we have an incredible guest. Miss Farzana, please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
My name is Farzana, as Steve has just said, and I work with TNG, the Next Generation School, as a headmistress at 𝗬𝗂𝗲 Primary Campus. Thank you for having me here. It's such a wonderful journey.
This is a vocation. Being a school teacher, being able to touch those young people's lives and help them to develop.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how enabling it is for us also as leaders, you know, when we are there in the classroom, working with them, as going there and seeing where this learning is going towards, where it's going to touch them, how they're going to apply it in their lives, you know. So that's the moment where it defines it. Yes, this is what the schooling is all about, you know, when they're able to identify themselves also.
I've been talking to you for, I suppose, about 40 minutes. I've shown you around this wonderful establishment working too.
That's amazing. This is a beautiful place.
Beautiful.
Beautiful place. The vibe is so happening here. And it's even relaxing too.
And I want to say exactly the same to you. You are one beautiful human being.
Oh, thank you so much, Steve.
I have enjoyed this so much. I'm 58 years old, and still meeting people like yourself.
Thank you.
Gives me such a wonderful feeling, because sometimes you feel that the world is going in sometimes turning on its head, right?
Okay, I think it's reciprocal. You show kindness and kindness comes back to you.
Yeah.
And it's always the person who's coming towards you, who's having a conversation, and you match that vibe. If you hadn't been forthcoming, I do not think that part of me or that conversation would have come out of me. So I think that hats off to you too.
And the one thing that I would say with you is it's been a progress. It has been a progress, because I remember starting talking to you when you first come in, and then it was just you were shining.
Oh, thank you.
And you shone even more when you started talking about the children.
Because I love them. Coming into this profession, I loved the most about it was that I could interact with these young minds, and they could think differently. They surprise me every day with their resilience, with their thoughts, and with the way their spoken skills are elaborated. You know, every time they speak, they kind of amaze you. Where did this thought come from? How are they even thinking about these things? Because they're absorbing so much from the entire world around them, and they come back to us with questions. And that's what's given me the wow moments.
I spoke about that moment, like the bird singing. When was the last time you heard the bird sing? And it's those magical moments that sometimes, because we've got a busy lifestyle, we overlook.
Absolutely.
But you told me of a story of the moments that you hear your bird sing.
Yes.
Please share.
It was January 2023. I was living in Gilgit at that time. That's in northern areas in Pakistan. It's where the K2 is. Basically, whenever I need to explain to people, okay, I lived for 2 years in that region, and I was working for a school there, Rupani Academy. I was working over there as a headmistress, a principal of the school. And just outside my house, there's a certain lane where those birch trees are, those tall fir trees there with pine cones. And there is a bird which is called a mockingbird. It's actually a thieving mockingbird. I don't exactly remember its name, but its chirp is really interesting. When it finds its prey, it feeds on everything. It's an omnivorous. So when it finds its prey, it would start chirping to all its friends around. And that's the song that I still remember getting out, going to school every day and hearing them.
Wow.
So 2023 January, before I moved out of there, I could always hear it. So I exactly remembered that day when I was going for my last walk.
It's just that rebooting sometimes of yourself, right?
Absolutely.
There's so much noise, but then all of a sudden that noise dissipates and you start hearing things that we look at the loved ones around us. We look at the things that...
True.
And one of the things that I loved about you was when you're teaching the youngest how to say their first word.
That's your wow moment. Or when they're able to answer a question not even answer a question. I would say they're able to think critically. Okay, you ask them sometimes that, what if there was nobody in the world? What would happen? And they start thinking and they say, I would be there. Yes, but what if there's nobody else around in your world? But I would be there. So there's nobody, that makes you understand. They think that the world is around them, you know?
Yeah.
That's their moment, and you enjoy that moment more.
You must see this and I've got 4 children, and there's no rule book.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
MashaAllah.
There's nothing you can learn. You've got to learn.
Learn as they grow. Agreed.
Learn as they grow.
Learn as they grow, even for these children. With TNG, what I've experienced over here is these children learn as they grow, and they are leading to a certain pathway. I have worked previously in Pakistan, of course, but over there, the students are not really focused on certain areas. But when I came over here and I saw how the government works, how the school is working towards leading them to a certain aspect, and mostly it is to understand how to be more global leaders, better global leaders. And every task, every lesson is leading them towards this particular aspect of their lives. How can they ensure that living in Qatar, living anywhere in the world, they could be leaders in their own communities, in their lives, with people around them, and provide solutions? So that's the target that we're leading them towards.
Your schools are celebrating the 15 years.
Yes, it is.
Is it all by chance? As all these schools follow the same curriculum, but it sounds like you've got your own way of doing it within your schools.
Absolutely. Though the mission and vision is pretty ambitious, but as our principal, Miss Elia, says, it's doable, Farzana. It is doable. We just need to be sure that we know where we are taking them, and we lead them by experience and help them transform themselves. You know, transformative learning is so important. And what are we going to transform them? Just one little aspect that they need to research. With TNG, the next generation school, research is something which is very, very vital focus point of our learning processes. We make sure that it's there. We recently had this, I came to know about it, that they have a young leaders program.
Yeah.
It's 𝗬𝗲𝗃, it's a young leaders program. It's amazing. Students pick up a research question, they think about it, they connect it with the SDGs, and they develop a whole philosophy around it. They work towards their goal, that what are they going to achieve by this 6-8 weeks. And the end product is usually a presentation, is usually an exhibit. They make their visits, trips around it. They find solutions to the problem that they are foreseeing in the futures.
Yeah.
One of those is very interesting this year is social entrepreneurship. Sustainable social entrepreneurship.
Wow.
And how can we ensure it? So when I asked one of my teachers to come to 𝗬𝗲𝗃 village, and he said, yes, Miss Farzana, I've already seen it. I've already told my students to go and visit it. Why? Because here they are going to collect some ideas of how social entrepreneurship works within their lifestyles and how we can ensure that, you know, all these elements are part of our lives.
But it's got the opportunity of putting that light bulb on in our kids.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of market research, or I look back to my upbringing. I didn't have these exciting things.
We did not.
Where you could express yourself.
True.
It was all about learning things.
Writing things down.
Writing things down.
Writing things down.
Learning. Things that we were never going to keep with us forever.
True. True.
But if you have those moments where that light bulb comes on, that memory is going to last with you forever.
Absolutely. It's like a wow moment where they are getting to experience their application of knowledge. Well, I remember that our teachers used to be just instructors. They used to stand up on that podium, give us instructions. We used to just write things down, take our notes, and that's done. Done and dusted.
Yeah.
But here it's not like that.
No.
Every classroom has an opportunity for a child to do independent learning. It's built in a lesson plan that the child is supposed to do some independent learning, collaborative learning, and then there has to be a presentation, the sharing of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah, of course.
What is going through my mind, what is going through a student's mind has to be shared right there and then.
Of course, and we've got to learn from the one of the things that I always love. Never judge a fish by the way he climbs a tree. And I'm not a fish.
No.
Don't judge me on climbing a tree.
Exactly. If I do it, however I do it, that's my way of doing it.
Exactly.
And every child has their own learning journey. We need to respect that.
We were talking about Qatar, and Qatar is just, it is just a buzz. It's a buzz.
Oh, yes.
Because what it's doing right now is all of these areas being creative, whether it's fashion, and we'll get onto the fashion.
We will come to that, definitely.
But where you talk about the fashion, you talk about the art,
yes,
being an artist or creating something,
yes,
or photography.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we didn't have those things
No,
in our day.
We did not.
I didn't. And those were the ways that we needed to be creative, because we weren't all going to be the same.
True.
But here in Qatar, it embraces all of those areas. And honestly, we're talking to you today. I think this whole way that you're doing things with your kids is just unbelievable, because it's going to teach them so much.
Oh, yes.
And so many more skills at that young age.
And it's not only the students we are working with, it's also the teachers. Because the teachers are themselves involved in these research opportunities themselves. Because, of course, to help the students motivate them and come up to a certain standard, the teachers have to work towards their ways, right?
Yeah.
And every day is a different experience for them. Be it the national scientific research competitions, be it this fashion show, sustainable fashion shows, or be it the photography competitions that our students go through. They're all experiences which they go hand in hand. That's so amazing.
And what you're creating is because my thing, when somebody said to me about the word legacy, that was a big, powerful word.
Oh, yes.
And you were not worthy. How could you, from Bristol, have a legacy? We've all got the ability, and we should be proud of that too.
Absolutely. And we should ensure that our students understand this too. That if you are right now at a very precarious moment of your lives where you are going to grow into certain beings, certain kind of human beings. Now, the values that you grow up with do define you. This is something that's so important. And at TNG, what I have seen is, I think I told you that I'm very new to Qatar also. Just 9 months old in Qatar. So if anybody meets me and I say, I'm just 9 months old in Qatar, so I'm actually exploring. So with TNG, what I have seen is that we have this Q star, quality in everything that we do, sincerity, teamwork, and then we have values that we are adhering to, and the respect that we have. Those are the values that we look forward to. And that is the most important element of our school lives. The Islamic values, and in general, the values that and the morals and ethics that we live by with. So thinking on those terms, it enables. We ensure that, we want to ensure basically to enable our students to understand that these morals and these ethical values should remain with you for a long, long time. Until it's part of your lifelong learning, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you ever feel the pressure of the responsibility that you've got as a school teacher?
Every day, Steve. Every day you wake up, you go to school, and you have 309 students under your care. You have 32 teachers you work with, 2 deputy headmistresses who work in hand. They're kind of my right hands. And every day you step into a classroom, you're going to see something marvelous there. And you're going to comment on it. You're going to be commendations on it. You're going to give your feedback on it. So every day is a new day.
That's overwhelming. Overwhelming. How do you cut yourself off? But I know with you just love what you do.
Yes, absolutely.
And then all of a sudden those responsibilities disperse because you've got a job to do.
Yeah, and I love my job.
You do.
That's the best part.
I've only met you today, but you love your job.
It's the passion to drive these students. I run by one motto, and that is think globally but act locally. This is something that I learned a very, very long time back in my life. It's around let's say 14 years since I heard this sentence the first time. And that's been part of my life throughout now.
But I'm in the startup ecosystem, and everybody says, think globally, think globally. And this act locally is just so much important.
Absolutely
so much more important. Yes, have the global thing in vision, have that kind of those goals and aspirations, but what can you do to this community
Exactly.
locally?
Exactly. So when I joined TNG 9 months back, and when I was having this conversation with the CEO and everybody and Ms. Alia, and we got to talk about things, and I realized that, this is what they also have a similar kind of a vision, which works well with mine. Because local working, how we empower our local people, all around Qatar, you see this is exactly what's happening. They're bringing the global heads, global talent to work here in the local scene.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. This is exactly what I love about it.
Was it hard for you to take that decision to come from Pakistan to Qatar?
Not really. Not really. I had worked almost everywhere in Pakistan, and I had lived alone in Gilgit for 2 years. So I had that experience of living alone. So I knew how to manage myself. But I did my research on how Doha looks like, how is a lifestyle looks like and everything. And I found it very calming and very family oriented. Safe, of course, that's very important. So no, the decision was not that difficult for me to move here. But yes, leaving friends and family behind is probably something that really...
Qatar, your students are so much richer for that decision that you made.
Yes,
I can tell that.
I really
I can tell that instantly with you.
I really hope so.
I really can. And I wish you all the best. It's early days, but with the way that you kind of, the way I'm going to come to your school.
You are absolutely going to come to my school. I'm going to invite you over.
So we've said about the 15 years now of TNG, which is phenomenal.
Absolutely. Alhamdulillah.
And it's going stronger and stronger.
Inshallah.
The British Council, you've got some years to catch up to them.
Yeah.
But they're another organisation that are creating ripples
of course
on a global basis.
Of course.
But they think local.
Yes.
Because that's where the problems are. That's where the areas that they can improve on. And that's what I love about them.
Agreed to. Because I have had an interaction with British Council back in Karachi also, in Pakistan. There they have a very different setup and they have a very different work cut out for them. They are doing a lot of extra curricular works over there. Like the British Council Library is something that we all love to visit in Karachi.
Wow.
But here, I think they have a very different kind of a context they're working with. And what I have experienced so far is the support they give to partner schools. This is something that I've really, really interestingly observed, the partner school support they give. My first experience with British Council personnel over here was for the Urdu assessment training. They had called in somebody from Pakistan, arranged a Cambridge training for us, acted as a very amazing intermediary, and they've always been supportive for this kind of, platform. So that was my first experience. And I said, okay, these are certain things that British Council does over here. That's so good. And it's so easy to reach out to and have a conversation with them, discuss our problems with them, I guess. And that's the way it's, supporting us.
100%. And I've got to interview about 65 people right now.
Okay, interesting.
Interesting is not the word. I don't think there's any one conversation I haven't had that everything that you said, the support, the network, the enriching, the guidance.
True.
And I just didn't realise, I've got to be, a year ago, I just didn't have that realisation of what they do. But being British, I'm telling you, they're one of my proudest moments to think of them and what they've achieved with millions, millions and millions.
Yes, of course. They touch a school, they touch 300 students within that school. Because every teacher who goes through a PSG, and I don't know if you know about it, the Partner Schools Network, there's a platform there where they support schools with webinars and online learning and teaching processes, support the school in such a way that they provide the partner schools with a platform of professional development. So imagine every teacher who goes through a certain PSGN course takes it back to the classroom. So indirectly, they are touching lives of children in very little tiny ways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
That's amazing. I don't think even they realize it that way.
I don't think they do. And that's the beauty of it. I think they're very unassuming. They're very humble.
Oh, yes,
they're very modest.
Very, very lovely people here in Qatar, and especially really lovely people.
Lovely people.
Yes.
And,
I cannot agree
it's one of
more.
those, I remember going to Cyprus. When I was 18 years old. And I always thought, I was like, people were just so nice. And I'd look up and say, I don't want to buy. I just don't want to buy. But what I didn't realize at that young age was they didn't want to sell. Or they wanted you to be part of their family and them to be part of yours. And at first, I suppose that's what I thought, this NGO or this organization that was so big and so, what that?
I can understand, coming from a community or maybe a country which does not have that kind of an environment which these countries have. Like I'm going to talk about Pakistan, Cyprus, all these countries where British Council is doing a different kind of a work, a very contextual work. It feels different, I suppose.
It's incredibly different.
Right?
And the one wish I had is I wish that more people in the UK realise just the power of what this council is doing.
Yeah.
And what we represent.
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm quite sure about that. Because when they came up to us with that proposal of the fashion show. And
yes, please tell me about this fashion show.
Oh, this was amazing. This is like one of those moments when my girls, we chose girls for that fashion show, got to express themselves differently,
Oh, wow. Yeah. And what ages was this?
We had chosen for the models, the girls who walked were from class 2, 3, and 4, and 5, but the designers were just class 5 students.
And what age groups was that?
Age group is like from 8 years to 10 years of age.
Wow.
Yes.
But the ripple effect, that must have gone into the parents. They must have been staying out until the early hours.
You cannot imagine. The parents were there supporting us designing those, because it was a sustainable fashion show.
Yeah.
So they had to give all those newspapers and plastic bags, and we had to make clothes out of those. The dresses were differently done. They actually made dresses out of garbage bags. And you would not have realized it's actually a garbage bag.
Oh, wow.
The white plastic bags and the hats out of those papers and everything. It was amazingly done. But what stood out was the collaborative effort that went into it all. The girls, and they made a team of 2 teachers, 2 students, and 1 model. And the 5 collaborative efforts went into that particular standout dress. So that was amazing. And the feeling of the power of the stage is, I think, that is what they felt the first time ever in their lives.
Yeah.
That, okay, we have the power to walk on stage, and the confidence that built into them. That whole, I think, 15, 20 days we spent on this journey of going through the dresses and the designing and, the flair and what will be done, how we are going to enhance this dress and everything, and what accessories to take along. This was a journey for the girls there.
But for those young girls stepping onto the stage for the first time,
yes.
the fear, the
you should see
Dear
the
me.
flair they had.
Oh,
you should see them. It was a marvelous street for the eyes, I could say.
Yeah.
It was a treat for the eyes, definitely. And
Wow.
that made me realize that if British Council organizations like this provide us with such a platform where students can go up on stage, student can go up and speak properly, express themselves, and write about themselves, any kind of platform. And that's so powerful.
Powerful, because you look at it and you said there was 5 people within that one group.
Yes. And there were 5 groups, so 25 people working on
25
people working towards a certain goal.
They put these programs in place, or these things into place,
Yes.
but all of a sudden you've got 25 people
Yes.
that are all there working to one common goal.
Yes.
There's that competitiveness.
It was there, all there.
It was all there. But the difference is that's going to make on everybody's lives.
Of course.
And we underestimate that sometimes.
Absolutely. The girls still revel in that kind of, they bath in that light when it comes on them. So still talk about it. Can we have another one in school? Yes, we can have another one in school because they want to grow with that. And they actually grew throughout that journey. I saw them turning out with ideas. Earlier it was just a simple dress, and then they decided, oh no, we could do something else with it. So the creativity came through within that time period. By the time the dress was complete, they had thought of so many little ideas to enhance it, to make it worthy of going up on stage. So that's the life experience, learning that we're talking about, the application of learning.
I see the excitement that you've got. My word.
I was part of that journey.
Of course.
Definitely.
Oh my God, but it's one of your babies. It's one of your children.
Yes, it was.
But in this case, you had 25 of them all working towards one common goal.
The girls' designers, the teachers alongside, the hype they had, the excitement they had on that day. Everybody was like, Farzana, this is what we are presenting. This is what we want to do. And to be careful. Now that comes values, right? The dress has to represent that it is TNG. Yeah. Every dress, those 5 masterpieces have to represent that it comes with values, the ethical, the moral values that we adorn, the dress code that we adorn for our uniform and for our daily lifestyles. So that was the most element that I said, you see, we need to represent TNG. It means we represent our values. Make sure that your dresses are exactly representing this,
but
reflects
that made
us.
the whole thing even more important because those values had the importance. This is a wonderful, wonderful journey, right? And you must see the impact. And again, I can't emphasize this enough because these things will last with those children for the rest of their lives.
Of course it will. Of course it will. They will never forget it. Never forget it. It was an experience for them. They will always remember standing up on stage, getting their certificates, getting their awards and walking up on the ramp. It was something amazing for them. Amazing.
I've got a mentee that I'm going to be seeing today. Okay. And that defining moment was for her, and she still remembers it, was when she was 6 years old and her father put her on a chair to get to the microphone.
Amazing, isn't it?
And she's literally kept that image.
Awesome.
Until she's 24 now, but that image is going to be with her for the rest of her life.
Of course, of course.
And that's the importance. Why I bring that up is that's the importance. When even at 6 years old, these defining moments could be pushing them into a career path that's going to change.
Absolutely.
They're going to change the world forever.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they will remember, okay, this is what I can do. I might just be better at this.
Wow. There's one question now, because I told you we could talk for hours. And one thing that I'm going to do with you is I'm definitely going to come and do a podcast at your school with you.
Please.
Okay, because I think we'll have more time there.
Thank you.
But one question I'm going to ask you is, what one word describes the British Council the best for you?
Partnership. Because what I have seen is they partner with us in the learning journey for our teachers. They partner with us for the assessment journey also, because British Council facilitates Cambridge assessment exams for our students, for the checkpoint. Primary students here in TNG give at year 6, they give checkpoint exams. So British Council facilitates that too for us. So partnership. And then, of course, when they provide these platforms for our students, and then they provide these partnership platforms where we could meet leaders. Because on that day, I met Principal for King's College Doha, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I interviewed her.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So I met her that day. I met the persons from 𝗪𝗪𝗀, those people were also there. So you get to meet these people, and then you get to see what they are doing, how they are progressing, and how they are projecting their own schools, and you get to understand their ideas. The sharing of ideas is so important. I believe that there is no competition anymore in our lives. There's exhibition and there's collaboration. So that collaboration is what British Council can provide to us as a partners.
I don't want to be one of those persons that says competition isn't healthy. There is a certain amount of that is healthy, but what we've got to do is focus on our game.
Yes.
Because if we are focusing on the game, on our game, our individual's performance, then only people are going to benefit from. They're not going to benefit from us from playing a game or being in a competitive environment. No. Focus on what you're best at.
Absolutely.
Give to others.
Absolutely. And I think what I always tell my teachers is, your strengths. Just play on those strengths.
Play on your strengths.
Play on your strengths. Don't look at what others are doing, because probably you're not good at that, but you're good at what you are doing.
Yeah.
Just play on your strengths. Work towards betterment for your students. give them an environment where they can flourish. So, and TNG, the school, provides us those opportunities to, help them.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit.
Thank you so much today.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me today.
Fantastic talking to you. Yes.
This is a celebration for the British Council.
Absolutely.
This is a celebration for you as
yes,
an individual. You are a
Absolutely.
special person.
Thank you.
But I can see what you're doing with your team also. And
Inshallah.
you're wonderful human beings.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Oh, it
Really.
means a lot to me to be sitting with you today. So thank you so much indeed.